What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So there are a few different stories I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the price of eggs. Why is the price of eggs continuing to rise? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the checks that are going out today for people on Social Security. Now, this is not any extra check or anything. This is your normal check, but it will see the increase, that COLA increase. So we're going to talk about the people who will be seeing that increase today. And then we're also going to talk about Rick Allen, Representative Rick Allen. I talked a little bit about him yesterday. I'm going to follow up because he is the chairman of a very important committee, so we're going to talk about that. Well, first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Okay, so the first story I want to talk about is the price of eggs, and this is pretty ridiculous because the price of eggs continue to rise. And I live in California, Southern California, and it's crazy. You go to the store and there's a very low quantity of eggs in the stores. And I like to get eggs, and I also like to get egg whites. I kind of mix them for my breakfast. And you can't find egg whites anywhere. Luckily, yesterday I was able to find egg whites, so I purchased some egg whites. But when you go to Costco, I go to Costco at least once a week, and for the last 3-4 weeks, I haven't seen egg whites. And so I had to go to a local grocery store, and that's where I found egg whites. And hopefully, maybe in the next couple of days, I'm going to go to Costco and see if they have egg whites. They have eggs, and you can only get two containers of eggs. So the 24 count eggs, you can only get 2. You can't get any more because there's a shortage. And so what is going on? Why are we seeing this shortage? And the easy explanation is the bird flu. There's a limited supply of eggs because of the bird flu. And so we're seeing this becoming a real big problem in this title here. This is Vox. It's inflation is cooling. Why are egg prices still so hard to crack? And they go into detail about the situation that we're looking at when it comes to the price of eggs. Now, the price of eggs is continuing to rise, and not only eggs, but everything else that eggs are in. So, baked goods and things like that, those prices are going to rise as well because it costs more to purchase those eggs. And so we're seeing not just egg prices go up, we're seeing prices go up in other categories as well. And we know during the holidays, people are baking a lot. And so the egg prices in December, it skyrocketed. And we were looking at, they say here, $5.46 in December. Okay. And it's gone down since then. And so that's good. It's gone back down to $3.64. And that's January 17th. That was the last information that we received. And I will do a follow-up in February when we get the CPI score, and we'll take a look at the price of eggs. But it continues to be a huge problem right now. And I don't know when we're going to see some type of relief when it comes to eggs. So if you are a person that likes to eat eggs and you're buying eggs, and another reason why eggs have gone up in price is because people were choosing eggs over poultry and meat because those prices were going up. And so people were saying they needed their protein, so they would go and they would purchase eggs. But now we're seeing a shortage in eggs, and so now they can't find eggs, and the price of eggs continues to rise. So this is going to be an ongoing problem. So I will make sure to keep you guys up to date when it comes to this. I know when you go to the grocery store, you're paying a lot of money. It's just, it's not getting any better. Even though we're seeing the CPI score, we're seeing inflation go down, we're still paying a lot when we go to the grocery store. And that's just the reality. Okay, the next story I want to talk about is Rick Allen, Representative Rick Allen. I talked about him yesterday, and I want to do a follow-up. I just want you guys to understand how powerful he is, because he's a representative out of Georgia, but he chairs a very important committee. And so it says right here, Mr. Allen, he will be chairing the House Energy and Commerce Committee. And you're thinking, House Energy and Commerce, what does that have to do with Social Security? Well, he deals with healthcare legislation. And so what that means is when it comes down to them talking about different issues, Medicare, even Social Security, they're going to hold hearings in this committee. And so we'll have more information in the future, and I definitely will follow up anytime I see a hearing that's focused on Social Security, that's focused on healthcare, coming out of this committee, I will make sure, any committee, I'll make sure to let you know, but especially this committee. Because if you guys didn't see my video yesterday, first off, check that video out. But if you didn't see the video, he was talking about having people work longer. So the full retirement age right now is 66 or 67, depending on when you were born. He's talking about increasing that. Now, we haven't heard a number yet, but the anticipation is probably going to be 69 or 70. And so you won't be able to get your full Social Security benefit until you reach 69 or 70. That's what I'm saying right now. They want to increase it, and that's the numbers that we've been hearing so far. And so this is a real serious situation for a lot of people. And this is something that would be phased in, so it wouldn't be automatic, but it could still affect people who are in their 50s, people who are in their 40s, who are thinking about retiring. And I had some people in the comments say, well, you just need to save more. You need to have a better retirement plan. I agree. You do need to save more, and you do need to have a better retirement plan. However, most people are not going to be able to get to that situation where their 401k is going to 100% take care of their retirement. Okay, the days of pensions, it's over. You have some people that still are able to receive pensions. I was very fortunate in my job. I still was able to get a pension, but a lot of jobs have gone away from pensions. And so now they have that 401k. And the 401k, you're looking at, you need 1.5, 1.6 million in order to retire comfortably. And so most people aren't going to reach that level. And so because of that, they're going to rely on Social Security as well. So they're going to have Social Security. They say Social Security shouldn't supplement more than 40% of your retirement, but a lot of people are going to need that 40% from Social Security in order to be able to retire comfortably. And some people are going to need 100% of Social Security. And so just looking at this situation now where you're telling people that there's a real possibility that you might have to work longer in order to retire, that has a lot of people paying attention to these politicians. And so we're going to have to see where this goes. But I just wanted to show you this committee, the House Energy and Commerce Committee. That is what he's chairing that committee. He's running that committee. He's determining what they discuss in that committee. And so it's going to be very important for us to focus on what he has planned for Social Security, what he has planned for Medicare. And we already heard him talk about it. And so we're just going to have to see if there's some action behind that and he actually moves forward and they start discussing the possibility of raising the age of full retirement. And so we'll continue to follow that story. Now, one more story I want to talk about. Now, this should be no surprise. I don't want you to think that there's another check coming for people on Social Security. That's not what we're talking about here. But I just wanted to remind you guys, if your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, then you're going to receive your increase, your COLA increase in your Social Security check today. Okay, so that's all we want to talk about here. Now, they do say here this $4,194, that is the maximum. That is the maximum that you can receive on Social Security, the new maximum because of the COLA increase. Okay, so that's all that they're saying here. So don't, it just says Social Security update, second round of monthly payments worth up to $4,194 arriving today. Now, this just means the people that fall within that range, their birthday is between the 11th and the 20th. That's all that they're talking about here. Okay, so don't think there's anything extra. I'm sure you're going to see people talking about this. You might see more news articles. You might see some stuff on YouTube saying a second round of checks going out. There's no second check. That second round that they're talking about is the people who were born between the 11th and the 20th. So hopefully that clears that up. So I know I'm going to have people ask me in the comments about that. Is there a second check coming? No, there's no second check coming. This is just the people who fall within that category, which you already know. You already know when you normally receive your payment for Social Security, and that's not going to change. The only difference is you'll see that increase. And let me know in the comments below. I do still have people that are telling me that they didn't see their increase. You have to look at some of the different factors. They will deduct Medicare from your Social Security. So you might look at it and say, well, it doesn't look any different, or it wasn't as much as I thought, and that could be the reason for that. But let me know in the comments below if you see the increase there, and if you don't see it, let me know as well. So those are the main stories I wanted to talk about today. A lot of different things going on right now. I mean, we're hearing a lot more activity when it comes to Congress, at least in the House. But I don't really see any movement towards any bills or anything right now. They're just kind of going back and forth. They might pass a bill, but it's not a bill that they've negotiated with the Senate and with the White House. It's just a bill that they're trying to make a statement with. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of that. The House just trying to make statements saying, okay, we're going to do this with immigration, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do this, but they're not negotiating, and that's the problem. So the House will just pass a bill and it dies in the Senate. And the Senate might do the same thing. They pass a bill and it dies in the House. And so nothing will get done. It's all just grandstanding. It's all just, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. We told you we would do this, but they know it's not going anywhere because they're not doing the legwork. They're not actually doing the work of the people because they're not trying to get a deal done. They're just passing something to say they passed it. And so we'll have to see what happens in the future when it comes to Congress. Hopefully we can see some legislation, but it's going to be very hard. And you have in the House right now, you have, I'll just say it, a lot of politicians there that are very, very hard-headed, and they don't want to work with people. They just don't. They just want to make a statement, and that's it. And get on Twitter and let people know what they voted for, but they're not doing that work that they need to do in order to get things done. So we'll have to see what happens in the future. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.